Hi, my name is Sanjeev Verma. I was born and brought up in India, right in the middle of all the philosophies of the world, the mysteries, and despite being born and brought up in that environment, having a lot of spiritual exposure, religious exposure, I made a lot of mistakes in my life and took a lot of wrong decisions and started to think about myself what's wrong, why I am always on the other side of life. And started to explore that, started to look into it, started to contemplate, started to do self-inquiry and found out that everything negative happened in my life was because of my mind. Mind totally responsible for that. And I realized that my mind is my best friend or my worst enemy. And as I started to contemplate on that part, I started to make my mind my best friend. And as I moved on, I started to discover how mind works, how thoughts they come to us, how we make those decisions, how our belief systems are made up, and how we imply them in our lives on day-to-day basis, on year-to-year basis, and whole life. I would like to share that with you, my experience of what I have discovered in my process of self-inquiry and contemplation. First thing I realized is that the thoughts are normally coming from outside, not from inside. We all think the thoughts are coming from inside and we think they are from within. But actually we live in a pool of thoughts. They are around us all the time. We like fire. If I say, okay, fire, we live in a pool of fire, you would all say, no, we don't. We don't see any fire around. But it's right in the ether all the time. As you decide to lit a match or a lighter, it will have a flame right here in this moment. And shows that there is fire there. It's just a question of approaching it and accessing it through certain means. It's the same thing with thoughts. We live in the pool of thoughts. It's all over around us in the ether. And what we need to do is tap into those thoughts from our subconscious mind and invite them into us. And if I tell you, think of the next thought, and you can practically do it right now and try and think of a next thought, you will probably go blank. You won't be able to get the next thought. So thoughts, they come to us when we are ready for them, and all sorts of thoughts would come. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, great thoughts, not so great thoughts, all sorts of thoughts. Now, how the process works is that our bodies, I take them as a projector for a movie. Now, this body is a projector which receives information from around through five senses and transfers those senses information on one screen, which is in every cell of our body, in every part of our body. It's a infinite screen inside us, and that screen is mind. So it transforms that information on that screen in an image form or on a word form, and we see them in those two forms. Now, as we see this picture inside us, we get so attached to it that we think this is what we are. Now, there is another screen behind that screen, which is our subconscious mind, and this screen sort of takes information on the deeper level and stores in it. And there is another screen behind that screen, which is the cosmic mind, which has every single possible thought we can think of, purposely or without purpose, from our conditionings, from inside, outside, is all there. And then subconscious mind coordinates with the cosmic mind on the same level as the thoughts we have in our subconscious mind, and invites them into our life as an event, as um, as a material product, as a relationship thing, as whatever we think of. And it's all coming from there, from the super cosmic mind, whatever is we are asking for through our subconscious mind. So what happens is, now you may say that, okay, you are saying that the thoughts come from outside. What about the thoughts we have from inside? Actually, the inside thoughts we think of are not the original thoughts. They are the thoughts which are in our memory, which are in our conditioning, and they keep popping up as the situations around us come around. Now, looking at giving you an example, like if you look at say alphabet A, you look at it and you recognize it as A, and you form, if I say, okay, you form a word out of it, you may say A for apple. Now, if that's what has been taught to you in your childhood, you would attach that A alphabet to apple. Now, that apple is an image in the mind which you have seen before. You have seen that apple before, so okay, you recognize it. So all the things we recognize in the outer is through our conditionings and through our experience with them in the past. And we react mostly the same, because mind goes into the history and the memory, what you have in there, and the results or the reactions are the same. Give you an example. Suppose you were bitten by a dog in your past, and that time you had a very bad experience with the dog. So every time you'll see a dog, you will have hesitation towards the dog, or you will have the same sort of bad feeling about the dog. So it is a repetition. Every time you see a dog, you are a little afraid. So it's the repetition of your thoughts from inside. They are from the memory. They are not coming from inside actually. So whatever you decide to have in your life, you have to sort of zoom into the cosmic mind to attract those thoughts by going into your subconscious mind first, and having it from there. Now the question is that how do you go into your subconscious mind, and how much you can put in there to your own benefit. So that you can do by focusing on right thoughts, what you want. See, if you focus on wrong thoughts or negative thoughts, subconscious mind takes it as it is, does not distinct between wrong and right, bad and good, black and white. It takes it as it is, and it takes it to the cosmic mind and brings it from there exactly that way. So if there are a lot of negative things happening in life, that means there is something wrong with your feeding into the subconscious mind. If something right is happening, that means you're feeding the right things into that subconscious mind to your own advantage, and it has to come to you from different sources.